like the Flintstones.
This sucks. I hate everything about this.
Have a yabba dabba do time.
Oh, yeah, the movie.
Oh, yeah. We'll have a gay old time.
Yeah, for sure. Welcome to the 2 Decades Too Late podcast, everyone. Talking about the Flintstones. I don't recall the T.
Yeah.
I really and truly don't. All right. This is a podcast in which we rate and review an album that is turning 20 years old, mostly metal, for whatever it's worth. Oh, and I'm Brad, hanging out with Josh. I was going to reveal that probably in a second anyway. Josh and I each give a rating of 1 to 5 to 4 different parameters for an individual maximum point total of 20 and a combined maximum point total of 40. My allergies are a fucking nightmare right now. So my apologies, gang, if I sound like complete and utter shit, or more so than usual.
Hi, I'm Brad. Today's album does have a T in it.
Yeah, it does.
You're going to start with a question?
I am.
That's really funny because I was going to be like, I'm going to do a little different today. I'm going to start with a question. What's your question?
Interesting. My question is, if you remember the Bury Your Dead episode, where I said maybe we just relegate hardcore albums to jam sessions.
Oh.
So I think hardcore music and black metal music are my two favorite genres of music in the world, but I'm realizing that neither one of them, I don't know, it seems like they could both be in jam sessions. It makes me sad to say that, but especially, should we be talking about one, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that.
Well, we'll probably circle around to it.
Yeah, I was going to say, just something we should probably keep in mind. Yeah. What's your question?
My question is 2 parts. Brad, in general, how do you feel about tremolo picking?
I dig it.
You dig it?
I dig it.
Okay. All right, we're up to a good start.
Depending on the setting, I guess I should say.
And are you familiar with blast beats?
I am.
Okay. How would you say you land on blast beats? Are you a fan?
I'm a fan of blast beats, I must admit. Then,
boy, do we have a show for you.
Let's do this every time. I like that more. That's awesome.
Today's album, our artist hails from Stockholm, Sweden. They've been active for 12 years at this point. Our album was released. Insane. Yeah, it's insane. Our album was released late in 2005, October 24th on, depending who you ask, I suppose, or maybe factually, Candlelight Records in North America. And coming in with a relatively short-ish, just black metal album.
Fucking nothing, just a black metal record.
Black metal record. We have Attera Totus Sanctus, which in Latin would roughly translate to destroy all the holy from Dark Funeral.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
And there are frequent blast beats, near constant, I would say.
Near constant. I will say, when they're not there, it's impactful.
It is. It's noticeable.
It is, because otherwise, he's blast beating.
Tremolo picking out the wazoo. And once again, when they're not, well, you notice.
Yeah, you do.
What happened, guys? Did your cord fall out of the guitar?
And weirdly, a lot of the tremolo picking is chords. That's exhausting.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's not fun. Because of this band, we wrote, or Sawyer rather, wrote the intro to one of the Behold Eternity songs. I can't remember, but it was all tremolo picking chords. Ugh. And I was still kind of mostly playing guitar at that point. I still play it as a warm-up because it's effective as shit. But man, it sucked having it as an intro to a song.
Ugh.
So I can't imagine tremolo picking chords for, more or less,
37 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. And just being like, Jesus, your forearm must be insane.
No kidding. Made of steel. Made of black metal.
No joke. And the drummer that sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
I need a nap.
Yeah.
Who is the drummer? Who is the guitar player?
That's a really good question, names. Josh. So on this album, because they have had... they've got a couple members that have been in for the most part, but pretty revolving door as far as the drummer goes, and like they even got a different vocalist, I think, 2 albums later.
Does their wiki just not have a past members section? I did not see the typical like bar chart to figure this out. I do know it was one of the guys. It was the drummer's. It was the drummer's last album and the rhythm guitar player's first album.
Yeah. It didn't have a breakdown, and the reason is because there's so many, it's got its own wiki.
Oh, shiz.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. So, the only dude that's been in it the whole time is, well, we can get back to that if we'd like to. But for this album... we've got Lord Ahriman on lead guitar.
Sick.
Emperor Magus Caligula on vocals.
Super sick.
I was not sad to see him go. I think the guy they've got now is much better.
All right.
Whatever it's worth.
All right.
I'm not saying that I'm knocking it. I'm not even saying that impacts my opinion, but the 2 newest records from them are it's an improvement from that guy, I'll say. Right. Matt, Matte, I don't want to dumb it down too much, but Modin on drums and Shock Mole on rhythm guitar. And then
Shock Mole.
Gustav Helm on bass.
Yeah, as a session bassist.
Yeah. Pretty good, too.
Yeah, pretty good. Like, there was one song I noticed, and I was like, damn, there's like some somber bass going on in the background there.
It's kind of weird.
He was noticeably not tremolo picking.
And doing, like, runs and stuff.
Yeah, he took that bass for a walk.
Yeah, and I had never noticed that from the 20 years of listening to it. So, weird. Weird as hell.
Shout out session bassist.
No joke, man. What a sick name, too. Gustav Heilm.
Yeah.
Hielm. I guess I should be careful with how I'm saying that.
Make sure you get the M on there.
Yeah, you gotta get that M.
Yep.
Got that dog. Who knows? On production, we've got Daniel Bergstrand.
Yeah.
Which is on mixing, mastering Thomas Eberger, and then I think at least worth pointing out, Daniel quote unquote Morbid, Valeriani on the cover art. He's done some stuff, mostly black metal stuff.
Okay, I did not look him up. I normally do, which is weird. I did look up Daniel Bergstrand though. He's done like all the Dark Funeral albums, most of the In Flames albums. He did Behemoth, Demigod.
Jesus.
Yeah, so we've covered his work before.
Yep.
I'm curious to see where we land on this album.
I am too, because a lot of I don't have ratings for much because I feel like I'm gonna have to talk it out with you to get there.
Damn it! Because I was like, I'm just gonna put whatever you put. I have a question mark there right now.
There's a lot. We'll get there. Pretty short album for the most part. You just got, 8 tracks?
8 tracks, depending on which version. I mean, there's a couple extra on, like, Japanese bonus track, instrumental version. There's a version with some live, 2013 reissue with some live tracks.
Yeah. This is, I'm not even going to give credit to the person who got me into this in 2005, because fuck them.
Sick.
But I did get into them in 2005, and it was directly because of this album. And they released, I want to say around the same time, like a massive set of DVDs.
Yeah, so it was
like
part of their
6 discs.
Attera Orbis Terrarum, which would probably mean destroy all the world. But yeah, it included some live performances, multiple DVDs. It was part of a set.
Yeah, I owned it.
Nice.
I don't anymore. I somehow still have the burnt CD of this album, but I don't have the thing I probably spent $80 on. So I have no idea what happened to that.
Worth it.
But I did have it, and I spent a lot of time watching it. I was really fascinated by these dudes. Up to this point, I'd only heard Immortal and Dimmu Borgir as far as black metal goes.
Okay.
And this is not those.
This is not those.
Which is cool. And I needed it. I needed to know that black metal had that sort of just straight up fucking pummel you half to death side of it, which Immortal does a lot of, but they get pretty melodic, and especially on the album Sons of Northern Darkness, which was my intro to, I think, black metal overall. And there's a lot of melody on that album. There is not a lot of melody on this. There is.
There is. It's in there.
Some.
Yeah.
There's some. It's not a lot.
So in the All Music review, they kind of compare it to like rap, and how if you're not a fan of rap or uninitiated to rap, you might think like, oh, all rap is just about bitches, hoes, blunts, and gats. They actually wrote that. Sick.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And they go on to say, like, if you hear this, you'd be inclined to say, like, all black metal is blah. It's all just this. But no, like, there's nuance. There's this kind of black metal. There's that kind of black metal. All black metal, but, like, some are more melodic and some are more hammer to the head, just going for it.
Yeah. I mean, I rip them off every time I write a black metal song. Them and Keepa Kalessin. If you listen to any black metal song I've written or recorded, it's just those two bands put together, and I rip them off as hard as I possibly can. Because I love this lane, and I can write in it. I don't know if I can do what those other dudes do in the different versions, but the Dark Funeral style black metal, I can tremolo pick. I got.
Sick.
Little else, but man, I can tremolo pick.
So this is the 4th album from Dark Funeral. So they probably got it pretty dialed in by this point. So they had a release in 96, The Secrets of the Black Arts, 98, Vobiscum Satanus, and 2001, Sick. Diabolus Interium. Yeah.
Latin stuff, as black metal is wont to do.
Yep. So yeah, they've got their tremolo picking down. They've got their blast beats relatively down. There's doesn't seem to be much of a departure on this album from those earlier albums. Maybe just a refining of a sound, or throwing in a couple. Like, I think I caught what I might describe as a solo somewhere.
Yeah, there's a little like lead part that's really sick that doesn't just sound. I will say most of the lead parts on this, and I put the word lead in quotes, I think, every time that I wrote it.
That's fair.
But like he adds a lot with a little. I will say, like when he does like the high melodic but very like melancholy sounding like lead things over parts, it's impactful, and it's like, oh, I'm getting pummeled to death and now I'm sad. So
it's about
sick.
It. So there's definitely one of those in track 4, God Hate.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Track 7, Feed on the Mortals, starts off with like a little somber guitar thing. Like, it's just enough of a break with some wild panning, by the way. If you're listening in headphones, it's just like swarming your head.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a very specific choice to make.
Yes, it is.
The clean tone though is bad.
It is.
It's really bad. Which is funny because if it was super clean and polished, it would pop even more and would probably give more of a contrast that I'm assuming they were going for.
Yeah.
But that is some shitty ass sounding clean tone. I don't know what amp they were using for that, but ugh.
Dude, do you know how hard it is to keep strings sounding vibrant in hell? Like, it's just hot. Probably really humid. Like, those shits are gonna rust after like half a song.
For sure. Yeah, that's just nowhere you want to be. I think it's exactly where they want to be. I think that's just really where they want to be. Yeah, it's there you go. It's difficult to keep strings going in hell, everyone. Yep. That's awesome. That's so awesome. I don't. So, like, if you don't listen to black metal, I probably can't really under or over explain this. If you do, I can definitely over explain it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
If you really don't like this listen to black metal, just take surf rock and put distortion on it, and that's this album.
Yeah. Also, and track 2, 666 Voices Inside, is the dumbest track title.
What?
It's so stupid.
Why?
I mean, I'm fine with it, but it's like, I don't know, man. Like, there's On the Nose, and then there's like, are you making fun of your own thing? Like,
is it dumber than God Hate? Or more on the nose?
No, I guess not. It's just like, if it was just Voices Inside, it wouldn't have changed the lyrical content at all and would have explained most of what was going on anyway.
Yeah, it's like, true.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I really tried to get way too into the.
Give me a rundown of the track titles, just for comparison's sake.
Yeah, here you go.
Give the listeners a chance to weigh in with their opinions here. Sorry, the listener.
Right. Yep. If you're prone to believing in God, I guess cover your ears.
Oh yeah. We did this intentionally after last week's Behold the Archetype episode, by the way. Just to we want to make sure we're covering all ends of the musical spectrum.
Yeah, we don't want to exactly, you know.
We've got a lot of
sides of the story.
A lot of Christian rock, not Christian rock, but Christian metal.
I mean, both.
Yeah.
We got track 1, King Antichrist. Hell of a start. That is how you fucking start a black metal album, though.
That is, yeah.
Where there's him, like, kind of just yelling in the background right before the whole thing really comes in. It's got that build up, and he goes, and I was like, yeah, dude. That King Antichrist kicks you in the neck until you're dead. Like, that's just, that's what it does. A very good use of what I was talking about earlier with the quote unquote lead over the chorus. It gives a lot of depth. It really does. I will say this right off rip. I don't understand this guy's vocal patterns, and I never have.
No,
it's just so weird. Like he'll rhyme eventually, and it's like and if you read the lyrics, it's like, man, if you just delivered that slightly different, it would have been fine. And I would have been able to follow. It's like he'll hit like a 5-syllable word right on the very last beat of the line, and it's like,
oh man, yeah.
You could have spread that out a little bit, and it would have been fine. Like, I don't think you needed to say all that in less than half a second, but okay.
Swedish.
Anyway, true enough. And it just sounds like a dude who probably used to play an instrument and do vocals, and now he's just doing vocals. You know what I mean? Except he's not playing an instrument on this. It doesn't matter. Like I said, track 2, 666 Voices Inside. I'm realizing me pointing one out really wasn't necessary. Yeah, track 3, we got Attera Totus Sanctus. The album, what am I trying to say? The title track.
Yeah.
Also the chant of the title in like the bridge part, super sick. Super sick. Track 4, we got God Hate. Like you said. Yeah, one word makes it worse too.
Yeah.
It's like,
I would prefer that be 2 words.
Yeah, same. Though the lyrics on God Hate, like, listen, I'm not going to do a big breakdown. It's about Satan. The whole thing.
Yeah.
All of it.
cover to
front
cover.
to end. Yeah, front to back, Satan. Okay, got it? We're all up to speed. Sick. However,
The title was chosen to convey the band's vehement anti-right-hand path stance.
Well, I mean, you know. And by the way, I don't think we've done a whole lot of black metal. I know I didn't need to do it when we did do Mooburg here. I did make sure to thoroughly research whether these dudes are part of the shitty side of black metal with a bunch of, neo-Nazi going on. I can't find anything, so thumbs up, I'm going to say.
All right.
So that's good. Yeah. So, all right. Track 5, we got Atrum Regina. I know.
I mean, only if you're in Canada.
I know. But it's probably not Regina either, right? It's probably like Regina or something. Like,
it can be whatever.
Oh, that's weird. Great song, though. I think if you've heard Dark Funeral in passing, which I don't know how many folks are walking around.
It's just like on in Sears when you're shopping.
You're right. I don't know how many people have just been like, yeah, I think I heard him one time.
That's a dead reference, by the way.
It is a dead reference. Oh, man. Yeah. Not a lot of Atrum Regina. I'm just going to keep saying Regina.
You should, yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, song's very good. If you've heard them, it's probably either that or My Funeral from the next album. That was like a weirdly big single. Where it had like a music video that had a disclaimer up front because it was about like wanting to kill yourself for Satan.
Oh.
So,
like you do. Yeah.
Sure. I suppose that's what the guy from oh no.
While you think of that, track 5 is one of the tracks where you can really hear the bass doing stuff.
Yeah, tearing it up. And a pretty decent bass tone.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange.
Bass sounds good.
Yeah.
Because
dissection.
the string gauge is thicker.
Yeah, exactly. And you can boil bass strings to bring them back to life, or so they say. It's a myth. I looked into it yesterday when I went on my guitar player YouTube rabbit hole. It doesn't seem to work. So maybe bass strings are just totally fine in hell. They're like, no, we thrive in this environment. Your puny little guitar strings can be fucked.
Puny.
But Dissection, the vocalist of Dissection, killed himself. But I think he was anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, track 5 is really sick. If you can call it's a single. I mean, it is. They had a video and it was released.
All right.
Just a weird thing to say. I don't know.
Catch the new hot single off the Dark Funeral album.
All right, guys. On the top of the hour, we got Atrum Regina from Dark Funeral. Get ready to burn crosses or something.
The world famous Buckeyes.
I would love to hear Gus Johnson intro a Dark Funeral song.
That's the only time I would want to hear Gus Johnson.
Same, because fuck him, but I would pay money to hear that. We got track 6, Angel Flesh Impaled. And my first line of notes is, I wonder what this song is about.
It's about impaling angel flesh, probably.
Yeah, it is. One of the lines at one point. What is it?
This one was cool. Like, he had a little, like, almost sung vocal. Kind of Danny Filthy.
Yeah, totally agreed. Honestly, when the dude kind of, like, when he does lows here and there, they're really good. I don't know why he doesn't. I know that's not a very, like, normal thing to do in black metal. It's very few bands mix those two things, but I like it when he does it. I think it adds a cool flavor to something. Also, I had to look up, there's Trucido, Trucido. You ever heard that word? Yeah, it means to slaughter, butcher, or massacre. And then the second word of the line that I looked up was Christianese.
Oh.
Yeah, so Trucido, Christianese. So slaughter, Christianese.
Just take out their knees.
Language of Christians. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Track 7, like you said, Feed on the Mortals. God, that clean tone is bad. I mean, it didn't. It was there for 2 seconds, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
And I think the song is actually really sick. Oh, and that's the one that has the legitimate guitar lead in it.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
Yeah, it's super cool.
And I always wonder that about these guitar players. Like, they're probably really good. And they're just like, but yeah, I don't have to do that.
No.
Like, I'm just going to tremolo this minor chord for 3.5 minutes. Yeah. And then finally, and aptly titled at track 8, Final Ritual.
Yeah, not denouement at the second to last track.
Assholes. That was my first song that I heard from this album, and I think consequently by Dark Funeral at all. Turns out my burnt copy is way out of order. It's not in the right. A lot of you folks, a lot of folks out there won't need to deal with this, but back when we used to torrent albums on, whatever, Kazaa or what's the other one?
BitTorrent.
Not BitTorrent, yeah.
Shazam. Not Shazam.
That's Kazam.
LimeWire.
LimeWire, yeah. LimeWire, I think, is what I was trying to think of. We download the album, and it would sometimes be in the right order, and sometimes not so much. And this one was definitely a not so much situation, because I was like, I don't remember this. And I'm like, oh, I do remember the song. I don't know why it's here. And I'm like, no, this one's right. Like, mine's wrong. Yeah. Not the other way around. Yeah. Even though there were some misspellings in the lyrics on Spotify, they've really been... I don't know who's doing this, but...
Yeah.
A lot of...
Get your shit together.
Yeah. You've got to just print money. Like,
how hard is Latin? Jeez.
Jesus. Go fucking... Right. Yeah.
Go fucking Christian your knees.
All I do is slaughter Christian knees.
Yep. You know what actually does that? The pews in the church. They will fuck your knees up. That's why all the old people have knee replacements.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. Did I ever go into one of those with you? I think
probably, yeah.
I'm sure, yeah. There you go. Those are the tracks.
Those are the tracks. Coming into the hot-ish 37-ish minutes.
Which is about...
It's fine.
It's right.
Yep.
Yeah, I never got... I think if you added another track, I'd probably be like,
yeah,
I'm ready for... But it was about right. I didn't feel too... Yeah. Well, I'm much more interested to hear what you thought of this, just because I assume you haven't been listening to this the whole time.
I have not.
And I don't actually know... Actually, I don't know what your likeness of black metal really is, now that I think about it.
It depends on, like, my likeness of black metal is directly proportional to the distance from the microphone.
That's fair.
The honestly. Further away you get, the more down it goes. If you're close to the microphone, you're getting a high marks from me.
I like that explanation, because I'm glad that, there's always going to be a handful of bands that do their thing and want to sound like whatever, but this isn't like that. This is not. No. And we could get into the production if you wanted to go ahead and get to the review of this here Latin-laden album. I was trying to think of a third L word quickly, and I couldn't get there. Alton Brown would be really upset. Disappointed.
I would enjoy that quite a bit. I think we should get to the review.
Sick. Review. Josh, well, we are talking about the album Attera Totus Sanctus by Dark Funeral. Awesome. All right, Josh. Well, question. We start with the artwork, obviously. But I have seen two versions.
Oh.
They're very, very similar, but the one on the wiki is different slightly than the one on Spotify. Like, the logo and the album title at the bottom on the Spotify version are just gray. And I actually think the photo looks worse a little bit. But the one on Wiki, I would say, like, if we're going to... I would rather judge the one on Wiki
So
than
it's just
the
like
one
a
with
coloring issue.
Yeah, it's just flat gray, and there's some of the details not quite there on the picture. Like, I think the one on the Wiki has far more detail and looks a lot less, it just looks better to me.
Okay.
So I'd rather give it its best foot forward than not. I like both. Spoiler alert, I won't, like, say how much or anything, but, like, I don't know. I just wanted to make sure that we were looking at the same one.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, then, with that said, Josh, what did you think of the artwork of this album?
Man, I gave it a 5.
Yep.
I think it is a fantastic album artwork, especially for the album that it's a cover for. And I really, really like the fact that the logo for the band is...
It's behind the horn?
It's in the mid-ground.
Yeah.
So it's behind of the main horn and in front of the other horn. Like, it's kind of in between, which is super sick. In front of the wingtip, super sick.
Yeah, which I don't know that I've ever seen a band logo in like put in like a perspective sort of situation like that. It's so cool. I never noticed that until we did this, but it's so sick. It's
a super unique thing to do, to just, like, there's foreground and background in a lot of images, but like that one's particularly interesting for that reason. And man, whatever, I'm assuming Satan.
I said demon, but
okay,
I mean, probably.
Whatever that guy's dental plan is, I need to get on, because those are some white ass teeth, and they look fantastic.
Yes, they do.
Homeboy got veneers or something.
He's crushing it. Maybe babies, if you eat babies or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna give that a try.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the deal.
It doesn't seem like logically that would be the case, and I don't know. No. Maybe the bones are like soft enough to like really polish up your teeth.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like almost like a dog chew toy.
Like a dog chew toy. Yeah, a little. Little softer than cow bone, but not as soft as like sardines, to where you're just not going to get much.
Right, those just go away. You need something in between.
Yep.
So yeah, hey honey, my teeth are feeling a little gross. Could you pick me up a baby at the store?
That is awful. I've got a very young child sleeping upstairs.
I'm sorry, I don't feel good about it. Just for that reason.
Definitely somebody else's baby though. But yeah, the album title is perfectly placed. The logo's really well done. And that's just a really good album artwork.
Yeah, it's super sick. Let me tell you, if you don't know what you're getting into, I don't know.
Yeah, they're not burying the lead with that.
No. They have a song called 606 Voices or whatever, and the cover has the devil on it. I mean, it's
606. That would be hilarious. Yeah. I don't know what happened to those other 60 guys. Maybe they showed up late. Can we do this without them? Yeah, fuck it. Let's just go with 606. People will get the point.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
What did you land on? Cool. I'm guessing...
5, yeah. I will say the gray in the Spotify version would maybe knock it down to a 4. Wow. It's just a stupid, lazy font color. Like, it's just a flat gray. Period. There's no detail to it at all. It looks like a child did it.
That's gross.
So, yeah, it's really not good. All right, 6. So, yeah, starting off strong.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go first on this one.
Fair enough.
You're black metal and production. Like, these are both solidly your box.
Fair, yeah, I guess. I'm not happy about this. I was hoping for the opposite. So I don't know how you want to. If I'm only looking at this in the vacuum of this style of black metal, like I'm not even comparing it to Dimmu Borgir. If I'm only comparing it to this style of black metal in that vacuum, I would give it a 5 because it doesn't sound like shit.
Yeah.
You can hear stuff. Like we talked about, the bass comes through. I did not have that. Like, I'm not sure I realized, like, no, the bass actually, like, the drums are pretty raw, but I think that's the idea.
Yeah.
But I don't, listen to the next Dark Funeral album, and the then verse now part sucks kind of a lot.
Okay.
And like the last album that they brought out, which I only think is a couple years old, like maybe 2022 or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
It sounds incredible. Like, I mean, it is very, very well done. So I have to ding it for the then verse now part. But if I'm taking both of those things and combining them, I don't think it would make me bump it down much more than a 4.
All right.
I think you could talk me into it's a 3 or a 4. I know that's not helpful. Because it is, I think technically the production is well done. Everything comes through. Nothing is muddy. It could be
This could be
chords.
This could be a bucket of glop.
Yeah, yes, it absolutely could. It isn't. It's sad. Again, if you are cool with extreme metal, you're not going to find this. It's a pleasant production.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll give it. I'm being biased a little bit, but I'll give it a 4. I think it's very easy to land on a 3 here. And that's probably the more. I don't know. 4. I'll give it a 4. I'm moving on. I'll give it a 4, but recognizing that might be a point too high. How about you?
I'm also gonna give it a 4.
Sick.
It does kind of sound old, but also it's black metal, so that could just be a choice.
Exactly.
But you did mention a couple of things. There are some not great tones on here that even within this lane of black metal, you could probably have done a little bit better.
100%. Yeah.
And
the guitar tone especially is just, it does leave a little to be desired. I can't really put my finger on why. I mean, again, maybe it's just
those hell
we have to tailor the tone to how much you're tremolo picking chords.
Yeah.
So it's I still need to be able to hear what you're doing. So your tone might suck a little just because I need it to.
We got to dial that back.
Yeah. I mean, this is 2005. You could make this sound amazing right now in your bedroom. But that wasn't the case then. We didn't really have amp sims yet. We weren't really. So you had to work with what you had. So
the next album came out in 2009. So 4 years later, that's a pretty big leap.
Yeah.
And that 2022 album does sound great.
It does. It's so good. And the one before it, too. Both are just excellent. So, yeah, I mean... But, yeah, I agree with you. The tone's a little off, but I don't think it sounds bad, though. It sounds... It's not a tone I would choose, but I'm not recording that, so...
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. Sick. Well, man, this is off to a...
This is where we may start to lose the plot a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, I'll just... Actually, I think both of our stories will be equally short in the next one, so I don't think it really... Because just on different ends of things, but what was the impact at the time for you?
It was A1.
Absolutely.
I had no idea on Dark Funeral. I just...
Yeah.
And wasn't really all that into black metal. Not Immortal, not really anybody. Wasn't my style. Wasn't my vibe at the time. I need a little bit of melody here and there.
I completely understand. And at the time, I was kind of with you. That's why I gravitated towards Immortal and stuff, because you'd have whole songs where it was just way more melodic the whole time, just big, epic, atmospheric sounding moments and stuff. You're not getting that shit here. This is just fucking Satan up your ass.
Yes.
Just for 40-ish minutes. Yeah, I remember specifically the feeling I got listening to Final Ritual, and it was a moment for me where I was like, man, this has this strange occult, he's painting a very... the lyrics for that song, too, he paints a very vivid picture. I tended to write lyrics like that in Gates to the Abyss specifically because of this. I wanted to name the band Final Ritual. So, but I don't know if I can give it more than a 3 because it's like only because I don't. Again, the way I've tended to rate Impact is off of some things that this really didn't land on necessarily. I'm grateful for it. I needed it at the time. It helped expand my black metal likeness, but I mean, it was good. Yeah, right. And like, I did get into a whole thing with them. I mean, like I said, got those DVDs. I am in my South Vienna bedroom playing Oblivion and listening to Dark Funeral and probably drinking Vault, if anyone remembers what that soda was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, but still, it's a 3, and it's sick. Like, when they come to, like, we've seen them a couple times. Well, we've seen them once. I know I've seen them in Columbus twice. I think once with Ryan and Cheyenne, but we saw them with Morbid Angel.
Oh, sick. Good for us.
Like, you and I did. Do you not remember that show? It was a really good show. I've never been to that venue before or since and cannot remember the name of it. It was like in a strip mall.
Huh.
Yeah, it was really odd. We left after Dark Funeral. We listened to like one Morbid Angel song and we're like, nah.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. That's where I got the shirt that I'm still wearing.
Hell yeah.
Many years later. Yeah. So yeah, 3. I don't know.
All right. So then how much did you enjoy listening to it today?
I'm going to give it a 4.
All right.
Just because I think this is a fatigue situation a little bit.
Yeah.
For me, I did listen to it a lot. So this was not fresh even again after a few years. This was like, yep.
Was not fucking brand new again.
No, it's not. But like you get those moments like Attera Totus Sanctus, and you get like Atrium Regina. I almost didn't do it. But like you get moments of levity that keep it kind of moving so you don't get too like stuck or anything. And again, Final Rituals, it might be, I mean, it's in my top 5 black metal songs of all time. So yeah, how about you? How much did you enjoy listening to it?
I landed on a 3. I probably listened to it like 4 or 5 times just to be able to have an opinion. Because like sometimes I was just doing other stuff and there was tremolo in the background. And like, it's like, wait, what? Okay. And then today I probably got the most out of the times that I listened to it. I had headphones on, I was kind of focused, and I heard the bass, and I was like, oh, okay. There's some stuff. I can vibe with this.
Yeah, it's strangely more interesting than you think. Like, me included, by the way. I never paid enough attention to hear that bass and all that stuff. Like, and the drummer does some pretty cool, like, his choice of like fills are really interesting.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even care about whether he's following the guitar. He just he chooses what fill he's gonna do, right. And it's kind of sick. Yeah. I like it. It makes for a slightly more interesting take than the norm. I think
it does.
Yeah. So yeah.
Like sometimes there's a fill. Occasionally he'll throw in a Phillip.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's a longer fill.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to come back from that. So
tally it up.
For Attera Totus Sanctus by Dark Funeral, Josh, you have rated it a 13 out of 20.
Right.
And I have rated a 16 out of 20. Both closer than I expected and higher than I expected. Kind of even for me. Part of me, when I started this, when we brought it up, I thought, man, I really need to try not to be like 5s all day. And then I listened to it and was like, oh, that's not going to be much of a problem, I don't think.
There you go.
Still a great black metal album. You like black metal?
It is.
Turn this on. And it'll be. Look at the album. Look at the album cover, and it's that. It sounds like that.
Yeah, it does.
Which is great. All right, sick. Total of 29 out of 40.
It's not bad.
That's right. That feels right.
Yeah.
I think if it's over a 30, I would have been like, is it?
Right.
Like, are we positive?
20 years later.
Yeah, I don't want to discourage anyone from listening to this. If you like black metal, it's excellent. Actually, if you like black metal, you've probably heard this. It would almost be kind of odd.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know. So, what we normally do at this point is Josh and I will pick a favorite song to go on our playlist, TDTL Favorite Songs 05 on Spotify. We have an 04 version as well from last year.
Yeah.
I kind of want to make you go. I have two that I'd really like to land on the playlist. I'm hoping we
Great.
pick those. But what is your
not looking good.
favorites? So, go for it. I mean, go for it.
I think my favorite was 666 Voices Inside.
Okay.
I like
Sick.
the vocal pattern on that song. It was like one of the first ones in those 5 runs of listening that I actually like caught as a distinct song. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
he said the thing, which he always says the thing. Like, that's not
he
even a
says
problem.
this thing.
Yeah.
No, he really likes doing that.
Yep.
It's he has a nose and he's on it. He's just
Yeah.
that's what he's got going on.
And he follows it straight to those
does.
Fruit Loops.
Yes. Toucan Satan.
Yeah.
Something like that. Oh man,
That got me. That really got
That's
me.
awesome.
You may have to cut some of that.
Oh man, yeah, that's great.
But yeah, what was your favorite song from Toucan Satan?
Toucan Satan. I'm gonna go with. Sucks. That's not one of the two I was hoping for. Damn it! Now I have to choose. Final Ritual. I gotta pick it.
Yeah.
I gotta pick it. I will say, very close runner-up for me was Atrium Regina.
Sick.
Yeah,
It's a good song.
it is. Honestly, I think it's probably the most digestible song on the album.
I would agree.
Yeah, so like if you wanted a starting point out there and you're not really into black metal, or if you don't know if you're into this style of black metal, I would start with track 5 just because it is probably the easiest one to get into.
Yeah.
Sick. Well, we'll throw those bad boys on there on our playlist. You can check us out on Instagram if you'd like at TDTL_podcast. And yeah. Attera Totus Sanctus. Toots.
Toots.
Sanctus.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely with that.
Yeah.
He's been Brad, I've been Josh, and we've been 2 decades too late.
Hail Satan, everybody.
Toucan Satan.